So welcome to our first lesson of the year, day one, lesson 1.1. Let's go ahead and get started, okay? So the do now we'll be going through together. We're going to do a quick commercial break. We're going to do our first lesson is combining like terms. Let's just say we have 5x plus 3x. That's like 5 basketballs plus 3 basketballs. The 5 plus the 3 is equal to 8. And you bring the x along for the ride. So final answer is equal to 8x. We're going to do the same thing with these two problems right here. We have 4x squared y plus 6x squared y. First thing we want to check and see if our terms are like. They are like terms because they both have x squared y. So 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. And you bring the x squared y along for the ride. So 10x squared y is going to be your final answer. Very similarly, the second problem that we have, x to the fourth z squared, boom, x to the fourth z squared. So you can combine them because they are like terms. So 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. And you bring the term along with it, x to the fourth z squared. I usually put a line on my z's so you know that it's a z squared. Okay, next problem, consider the expression. So another quick commercial break. If you just have 2x squared, that is a monomial because it is one term. If you have 2x squared plus 5, I said 2x squared plus 5, those are two different terms. So that is a binomial. And a trinomial is something like this, 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. That is a trinomial. How many terms does this expression contain? They are all three different terms, so there are 3 terms here. Evaluate this expression without your calculator. In Algebra 2, anytime it says without your calculator, you can ignore that. But for purposes, just to explain it, you do 2. We're going to plug in x equals -3. So right here, so we're going to plug in a -3. So I'm going to do -3. That x gets squared. So I'm going to put a squared in. Then it says do plus 3x. So plus 3. But remember, our x is now equal to -3. So we're going to plug the -3 in. And then we have a minus 7. So minus 7. So let's go ahead and do this in our heads, right? So in PEMDAS, exponents comes first. So -3 squared gives us 9. So this problem really becomes 2 times 9 plus 3 times -3 is -9 minus 7. 2 times 9 is equal to 18. Minus 9 plus negative is a minus. Minus 7. 18 minus 9 is 9. Minus 7 is equal to 2. So our final answer is 2. You can get that with the calculator as well. What is the sum of this expression with the expression, right? So they're talking about this expression right here. So it's saying to take the two expressions and add them. So we have 2x squared plus 3x minus 7, and we're adding that to 5x squared minus 12x plus 2. So 2x squared plus 5x squared is 7x squared. Positive 3, negative 12 is negative 9x. Negative 7, positive 2 is negative 5. So final answer 7x squared minus 9x minus 5. Okay. Our last thing before we break off and you do your must-dos. Commutative property, when you commute to school or to work, it's just switching the order. So 3 plus 4 is equal to 4 plus 3, right? 4 plus 3, Miss Varghese. There we go. Okay. So that is commutative property, okay? Associative property is whatever is in the parentheses are different. They are different. So here in the first parentheses, we have A and B. In the second parentheses, we have B and C. So basically, you're switching the order of what's in the parentheses. So an example of that is 3 plus 4 plus 5. If I put the 3 and the 4 in parentheses, in the second expression that I write down, I'm going to have 3 plus, and now I'm going to put the 4 and the 5 in the parentheses. Two different things, right? So whatever is here is different than what's in this parentheses. Distributive property, very briefly, this one you should know pretty well. If you have a number on the outside, let's do x plus 5, let's say, you take it and you distribute it, you give it, you multiply it. 3 times x is 3x, and then you multiply the 3 times the 5. 3 times 5 is equal to 15, and there's a plus sign in between it. So final answer is 3x plus 15. We will review this later on in another lesson. Okay, take care. Talk to y'all soon.